Shalom, giving all praise and glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash, and double honors unto the other apostles, other bishops, and brothers under our great millstone. Salutations to the elect. This is your brother Rai Bayamian here to share our lesson. And I don't know the title for this lesson, but I just wanted to explain what I saw when I went to the bank today to deposit a check. Now, one of my banks that I go to, I have not been there in months. So when I went to deposit a check this morning, the building was empty, it being a Friday. And for those of you who know, in the not too recent past, right, on a Friday, the bank was popping. Usually be full, difficult to get in, difficult to get out because of the foot traffic. You have a lot of people being paid on the weekends or whatever, on Fridays and stuff. You have the elderly in there, you know what I mean? So it was a lot of people, but to my surprise, it was empty. I was the only person in there. And while walking in there, just had like a weird, airy feeling. You know what I mean? And the whole interior was refurbished. You know, when you walk in a typical bank, you see a whole row of bank tellers. It may be 7 or 8 bank tellers in one particular section. So when I went there, that section was completely removed, right? And it had 1 or 2 women at the desk, but they could not perform the full function of a teller. You know, like receive a check, receive deposits, and run it through the machine to make sure it's not counterfeit check or cash, and put it into the account, so to speak. They were just like secretaries inside of there. They had they did not have those machines like I mentioned where they could run check through the machine or money through the machine or give you cash, right? It was all automated. So when I looked at the machine, it was weird. And I saw the older woman sitting at the desk inside the bank. I said, "Hey, can you help me deposit your check?" And she said, "No, we don't deposit it here." And she directed me to the machine, which looks something like this right here, with the screen and the pneumatic tube, right? The pneumatic tube. And she instructed me to put my check, the slip, the deposit slip, and my identification in this tube, put it in the machine so that it could be sucked up, all right? So that it could be sucked up through the tube. And then there's one teller behind the machine that will deposit it into the account. All right, so what do you think in the future, that older woman that directed me to use the machine, her job will be lost? Because at some point, people are going to get used to using those machines, that they would no longer need that woman there to direct you to the machine, right? So when I was speaking to her, she said, "Man, you have not been here in a long time." Yeah, she said they got rid of all the tellers and stuff, and they put rows upon rows of these machines, something like this, in the bank, right? So there was no lines, there was no customers or anything like that. So it was empty. There was no people in there, right? And they had this inside the bank and not outside, like I was used to seeing for people in a hurry that have to get somewhere in a pinch and they just want to deposit their money without getting out their cars and going into the banks. So I just wanted to read this real quick about it. It says bank pneumatic tubes or vacuum tubes use air pressure to safely send cash, checks, and documents between your car and the teller. But the thing is, I was in my car. I was inside the bank. Right? I'm used to seeing it outside. Some banks, some major bank. My bank is not a major bank. It's a small bank, and they have it. So how much more so these big major banks out there? All right. It says you place items in a plastic carrier inserted into the chute, and a blower creates a vacuum that propels the carrier underground uh, to the teller. All right. But it's still different because when you hand your check or cash to a teller, it's really hand to hand, face to face. That face to face interaction or speech that you talk to a teller is no longer there. Now you're dealing with a pretty much automated machine. For now, they may have a teller on the other side, like this image here, that's gonna deposit everything. So you can see the teller here. I could not see the woman. She just appeared briefly on the ATM machine, like this little screen right here, right? When she was telling me that, hey, I'm gonna deposit your check, so on and so forth. But actually seeing the whole full body person, I did not see it. All I saw was an image that came up on the screen for the person's face. Right? It was an Eve that deposited the check. Right, so that face-to-face hand-to-hand interaction is quickly going away. Right, and that the older woman at the desk that directed me to use the machine, her job will be lost too as well in the future. Alright, so going back, it says how they work. It says the carrier, your items are placed inside the cylindrical durable plastic capsule, often called a carrier or pod. It says air pressure. Systems use blowers to create either a vacuum, low pressure, or compress a high pressure to physically push or suck the carrier through the tube. The process: you open the drive-through kiosk. There's no drive-through anymore because it was inside the bank, right? Insert the carrier and close it securely. The teller operates the controls to draw the capsule into the building, processes your transaction, and sends the carrier back to your kiosk. Yeah, so she gave me a receipt for the deposit and stuff afterwards. But it was not outside, it was inside the bank. All the tellers were gone, right? And they had rows of those machines inside the bank. And like I said, it was airy, it was empty, because I'm used to on a Friday the bank be popping. I mean, it had a lot of people in there, conversating, so on and so forth. All right, so that system is gone, man. All right, so that's had one script here I wanted to share in the book of Isaiah, chapter 19 and verse 15. It says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. You understand? So a lot of job losses is coming, low, or a lot of technical jobs are being replaced by AI and automation. A lot of, truck driving jobs, code, people who write codes, their jobs are being taken due to the open AI, right, and the automation and stuff too as well. So as this thing push forward, a lot more people are gonna, lose their jobs, man. There ain't gonna be any work in Egypt, aka Babylon, America. All right. So I was surprised to see that when I went there this morning. It was just an airy, dry feeling. You know what I mean? Like just emptiness about the whole situation. about going into a bank on Friday and seeing no one in there. You understand? So these are the times that you know we are in, and it's gonna continue to get worse. Alright, so strap up, consider your power, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, pray and ask him for mercy, and do not be afraid of these things, man. For all these are signs of the times and of the closeness of our Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So I just wanted to share this real quick to the body. Until the next time, shalom.